body bags where horror lies.
Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy Shock Extreme 1 here from Shock Extreme Productions. Nah, enough of that shit, man. Yo, man, what's up? It's your boy Moodz616 here, and I'm just doing a fill-in review for my man Steve. Saturday edition of Body Bags, and he unfortunately couldn't make it here this week, so I stepped up and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a fill-in review because this was the theme week that I picked, in case you guys haven't been watching this week. It is Shark Week. Otherwise, I like to call it Shitty Shark Week. For the most part, shark films nowadays are pretty fucking bad, but you know how it is, man. They're still fun. Come on. Anyways, guys, yeah, so it's week 44 here on Body Bags. Yeah, so thank you for stopping in. So for the review that I chose to do today, this is from 2009. It's actually a TV film. It is an Australian/Canadian production. That's kind of interesting. I don't know where the Canadian part comes into it, to be honest. 2009 TV film, and it goes by the title of Malibu Shark Attack. So this is an Australian-Canadian production, co-production like I said, but it's set in Malibu. Basically with a lot of Canadian and Australian actors doing American accents. Yeah, so you pretty much know what you're getting yourself into with this one. But getting into the plot of this one. Basically what happens in the beginning of the film, you got a little bit of character development with some lifeguards on this Malibu beach and stuff. And what happens is an underground earthquake happens, and it sets free these thought to be extinct goblin sharks. And so they start roaming the waters, and soon after a couple shark attacks happen and whatnot, a tsunami follows too. So they get wind that the tsunami's coming, and they clear off the beach, with the exception of these, specific lifeguards, and of course this crazy maniac of a contractor who decides that his whole life savings is put into this one job, so he's going to stick around, and save his construction site from the tsunami. So I don't know what he's going to do, fist fight the fucking tsunami. But anyways, the tsunami eventually hits, and what happens is you got your 6 central characters that are stuck. They actually get stuck. Well, what they do is they take refuge in one of the lifeguard huts. And, this 100-foot wave fucking crashes over them and whatnot, and they survive it. Lo and behold, they actually survive this. But now they're stuck inside this, lifeguard tower, and it's basically, they're in about 30 feet of water, and they're nowhere near shore. So they have no way of getting to shore and being saved because there's nobody around. Everybody ran when they got, heard about the tsunami and stuff like that. So now they're trapped out there, and the sharks are fucking feeding on them and stuff. So, yeah, now it's a survival game, and that's your plot of the film. Now, my thoughts on this one. Now, this actually wasn't that bad of a movie. Going into it, I was like, what the fuck? Like, an Australian-Canadian production set in Malibu, and it's a TV film. I'm like, oh no, this is going to be fucking horrible. Now, I'll start with the sharks. The sharks are obviously CGI'd. For a low-budget film like this, they're quite obviously CGI'd. Now, to my amazement, this movie actually did have quite a bit of practical effects. Now, the only CGI in the film is the sharks themselves. When they show the sharks under the water, they are CGI'd. There's a lot of action where, you see the fins of practical, sharks and stuff like that. And, when the humans are attacking the sharks and whatnot, and vice versa, it's all practical effects, which is actually very surprising. I give them a lot of props for that. Mad kudos for that, very surprising. The thing I did like about the film, the acting was not bad. There was times in the film where you could tell where the Australian actors' accents were definitely coming out, and it was a little irritating at times because, you know, it's supposed to be set in Malibu and they're supposed to be American. So that's one little gripe that I have with the film. I did like the fact that, you know, they're trapped inside this little hut, which is completely ridiculous because if a 100-foot tidal wave hit this lifeguard hut, it's going to be fucking demolished. Completely demolished. So that, I mean, right there is completely ridiculous and retarded that they even survived in the first place, but whatever, I'll let that go. They survive it, they're stuck in there. And, you know, the acting's not bad inside there. You know, it's all central, you know, they're stuck in there, they're kind of, you know, for about half the film, they're stuck in this one location. The dialogue's actually not so bad, considering all things, so... you know, there is a point in the film where they eventually, you know, the contractor grabs a boat and he, you know, kind of rescues them and stuff, and then it takes place more or less on land and stuff, which is actually not bad. You know, once the film shifts over to there, it's actually not too bad. It's, you know, them against the sharks and the sharks hunting them down because land is basically just water now. They're under 30, 40 feet or whatever. I kind of like it, though. Yeah, you know, the film's not overly gory and stuff. I think some of the best gore is actually with some scenes with where the humans are attacking, or some of the central characters are attacking the sharks with various weapons like chainsaws and stuff, and it gets pretty bloody and stuff. There is a couple moments with some gore that looks pretty decent. It looks, you know, a little better than, you know, your average TV quality type gore. But yeah, you know, I was missing the very, you know, kind of cliched, you know, titties and sex in the film and stuff like that. There's a couple moments where you think you're going to get some titties, but it doesn't happen because of the TV film. This was obviously the unrated version, though, because I can't see some of the things actually being on TV that happened in the film with the gore and stuff. But, you know, overall, it's actually not that bad. Now, I only recommend this to people that, you know, like shitty shark films, you know, and, you know, if you don't like shark films, stay way far away from this because you will not like this. But if you're like me and can kind of respect what you're getting yourself into with a shark film of, you know, today's shark films, give it a shot, man. It's not bad. You know, it's definitely a little better than average. If I had to rate this one, I'm probably going to give it about a 5.5. I thought, you know, there's some pretty hot chicks in this one, but like I said, there's very minimal characters in this film, which is interesting for a shark film, because generally it's just, you know, there's shark attacks and there's beaches full of people, but this one doesn't have that because of, you know, the tsunami clears out the beach, so it's centralized around these characters. I do like that premise, actually. It seems a lot more believable, and actually, besides them surviving the tsunami, you know, everything besides that seems it could actually happen. You know, everything was happening. You know, with the exception of the prehistoric the goblin sharks that are apparently related to the great white sharks and stuff. Some ridiculous things there. Of course, it's full of ridiculously, but, you know, it's called Malibu Shark Attack, and it's filmed in Australia, so what do you expect? I had a fun time with it, to be honest. Like I said, you know, 5.5 out of 10. I'm going to give this one a pass. It's not overly that bad, so... yeah, Malibu Shark Attack. I think there's another film, actually, called, like, Mega Shark in Malibu or something along the lines. I don't know if it's, like, a sequel to this or whatever, but I don't know. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this fill-in review for Steve. Steve will probably be back next week. And you know what, guys? I will see you tomorrow with another shark review. And you can almost guarantee it's going to be along those lines of another shitty shark film. So, anyways, guys, I will see you tomorrow. Peace out.